So I guess, Anthony, I'm here to explain a little bit more about the Digital R&D Fund. I think, as Andrew says, the partnership across the three organisations actually has worked fantastically well, because we're all sort of passionate about innovation. We're very passionate about providing research and wider learning. And of course, we're all very passionate about the what I call, coming from a software background, the user experience. But the fact is, the great art and the great experiences that arts and cultural, creative commercial businesses as well bring to audiences. So I just want to start off by outlining the purpose of the fund itself, which is to enable the use of digital technologies in the arts and cultural sector to engage audiences in new ways and to create opportunities for new business models. And we can talk about what engaging audiences in new ways means, but broadly speaking, that's both to reach new people and also to deepen the relationship with existing audiences as well. With the fund, we are looking to support projects that bring important knowledge and learning to benefit the arts and cultural sector as a whole. And this means that we're looking for proposals that develop insights and, importantly, evidence that other organisations will find useful. So we're not just looking to support projects in and of themselves. We are looking to support projects which generate wider learning, wider knowledge. And because knowledge is right at the heart of the fund, we've purposely developed it as a research and development project, because that's what often good research and development does. It generates knowledge. And this means that we expect each proposal to have a very clear research question that the project activity will hope to answer. And that's terrifically important as you put in your application. We need to understand what's the question that your project is hoping to answer. And of course, generating knowledge is at the heart of this, but we hope that there'll also be projects which are supported by the fund, which can be used by other organisations. So fantastic projects which others can use is also one of the things that we are potentially interested in. Now, the eligibility criteria for this fund are much more open than is normally associated with arts funding. So, for example, commercial creative businesses can also apply for the fund, so long as the question that they're testing, the proposition that they're testing, can bring benefit to the wider arts and cultural sector. I'll come back to the criteria in a few moments, but the reason for this fund in the first place is that we, the partners, kind of saw a perceived gap in funding streams for arts and cultural organisations who really want to experiment and prototype with engaging with audiences. And I know experimentation happens all the time, and you're already doing loads of great stuff, but I think we wanted to be explicit in focusing on those two areas, in engaging, reaching new audiences, and also exploring new business models. I think our approach to how we got here is quite interesting. We absolutely built on the research that the AHRC and the Arts Council had done, but we also undertook about 60 in-depth interviews with the arts and cultural sector, and that provided some insights. And we also took what we thought would be the theme's priorities and posted them up on Google Moderator. And I don't know how many of you actually saw that on Google Moderator, but Google Moderator was a very open way of saying, look, here's what we think the fund should be addressing. What do you think? And it allowed arts and cultural organisations to go on and vote for some of the ideas that we thought, but also submit their own, and other people to comment on other people's ideas. And so we shifted, in some cases, our perceptions of what people told us were really important as themes. So we ended up basically with 6 rather broad thematic areas. And Anthony's going to cover them in a little bit more depth. And throughout the day, we can perhaps cover them in some of the facilitated networking that goes on later on. But very quickly, they're social media and user-generated content, distribution, mobile and gaming, data and archive, education and learning, and as Anthony said, this theme that we're calling resources, which is how you run and operate your business. Now, if you've been to our website, you will know that the fund itself is relatively small. It's a 40th size of the £20 million that Andrew was talking about. I'll come on to talk about the research, but the research element of this is funded separately. So the 500k is going to actual projects. We expect that there will be between 5 and 10 successful projects. And that's not a lot of successful projects. But again, the way that we're structuring the fund is that these projects will generate wider benefit and value for the sector as a whole. So how does it work? Well, at the heart of the fund is the belief that collaboration is absolutely key for innovation. We are asking arts and cultural organisations to seek a technology partner with which they can collaborate. The application process will be led by arts and cultural organisations. They are the ones we're asking to put in the application, and those are the ones who will be directly receiving the finance. That's not to say that, of course, they won't pass that on as they work with others. But we need to know in the application process which technology partners you'll be working with. So that's part of the application form. And I think that as well as an opportunity for arts and cultural organisations, this is a fantastic chance for technology companies to better understand the challenges and the opportunities and the potential for working with this really interesting sector. I come from a technology background, and actually I've had my eyes open to some of the great stuff that when you collaborate and come together in the arts and cultural sector, the possibilities are endless. So in a way, it's as much as encouraging the collaboration of these two very interesting kind of groups of people as it is about giving money out in the fund. The second aspect of collaboration is with researchers, and in partnership with the AHRC, we want to team researchers up to every project that successfully gets funding. So proposals that have been awarded funding will then be asked to attend a 2-day workshop at which projects will be presented to research teams who are hoping to work with you. And it's really important that we want research teams to work with you as you deliver your projects. They're there to help you refine your key research question more fully, and also to ensure that any findings that you undertake as you go through your projects generate the right sort of data that allows the findings, the learning, the knowledge to be robust and believable. They'll also be writing up the final report. So don't worry if your organisations are not great at doing research. We're providing support to help you do that. So just in summary of the process, find a technology, if you're an arts and cultural organisation, find a technology partner to work with and submit your proposal. If you're a technology firm, find an arts and cultural organisation to with, and they'll do the application. If you're successful, come to a 2-day workshop to meet up with our research teams. We will allocate a research team for you to work with, and the funding for that is separate to the 500k, and work together to deliver the project. So I'd just like to quickly run through this sort of process, what terribly sort of schematic wireframe diagram that is. Basically, we've identified the schemes. Talking left to right, we've identified the schemes. We've issued a call already for researchers who are interested in working with you. The call is live to arts and cultural organisations. The deadline for that is 2nd of September. Today is the first of these digital days. We will then go through a selection process, then have the 2-day collaborative workshop, and then projects begin. And importantly, we then publish evidence, learning, insights for the benefit of the wider sector. That's the only diagram I'm going to show you, thank goodness. The timetable for this, well, the call is open. As I said, application deadline is 2nd of September. We will let you know by the middle of September, 3rd week of September, I think, whether you're successful, and then hold those workshops with researchers. The workshops will be on the 24th and the 25th of September, and we're expecting projects to kick off from around about the middle of October onwards. So what are the criteria for selection? Oh, there we are. So what are the criteria for the selection? I'll just run through these quite quickly. We're interested in what the proposition is, i.e. how innovative is the digital proposal insofar as it relates to our objectives, audience reach, and new business models. How focused are you on the research element? Absolutely crucial. How well suited is the project to testing your research question? What potential does the project have to deliver data and research findings that are of relevance and value to the wider sector, as I've touched on before? What potential does the project have to deliver new products and services that are shared and used by other arts and cultural organisations? How much potential does the project have for further research and development and innovation? Then under collaboration, we're interested to know who you will be collaborating with, both with technology companies or providers and also with other arts and cultural organisations. We're very interested to understand how you may be teaming up with arts and cultural organisations who perhaps have a little bit less capacity than you, i.e. how you're spreading what you're learning more widely with other people. And then because we're publicly funded, we've got the standard sort of criteria around project delivery. So, you have to convince us that you're able to deliver the project on time and on budget. We're also interested in that area to understand how committed your organisation is to this project. So, is this marginal activity? Well, we're much more interested in activity which strikes at the heart of your organisation and which offers your organisation the potential to go further than it has before. So there's quite a lot of information there. If you do have any further questions about who qualifies for what type of organisation or scope or anything else, then we've got a number of NESTA people and AHRC and Arts Council people in the room and around throughout the day who can answer your questions. But I think we're suggesting that your first port of call is the NESTA website, where all of the information that I've gone through is also up there in black and white. And we've also published a list of FAQs. How we're handling the FAQs is if you have any questions about anything, the best thing to do would be to email, and Angela Pugh at the back is our program manager. We gather all of your questions and then we publish them as part of the FAQs so that everybody has an understanding, and in effect we're crowdsourcing questions from you guys. Now again, we kind of recognise that this fund is a bit more complicated than some others that you may have been used to pitching applications in. So we really do recommend that you go to the website, read all the data, again, please ask questions if anything's not quite clear.